Okay, check. Everything seems to work in like one go. Hey guys, welcome to the Sunday live stream, where we talk about stuff without actually preparing for it, even though we say we do. Little weather update in Germany, like we do every single week. It is sunny from our side, but it's also raining, so that's weird.
That's the sun here.
That's so weird. Yeah, I should probably...
It looks dirty. It looks like a...
It is also a little bit dirty.
Not my shirt. Idiot.
No, your shirt is actually dirty.
Yeah.
There's a spot there. There's some fur over there. I wanted to take a shower because the last couple of days we've been like... Well, I have been headfirst into all sorts of
Ew, you didn't
dust.
shower at all?
Not yet. Well, I have showered, but I haven't showered yet. I wanted to do that earlier. I didn't.
Mm-hmm.
That's why we're late. I was just... The internet is so fascinating sometimes.
Yep.
Yeah, so we've been working on her cosplay for Legatha. Do you have everything you need to... Like, do you have all the stuff in order to finish it now?
For the costume part?
Other than the shield thing. That's something else. That doesn't count. Like, actual stuff you need to have, like leather work and stuff.
Yeah, almost. I haven't...
Made the...
No, we need to make a belt.
Okay.
And
yeah.
I mean, I have the belt buckle, but I haven't cut the belt yet, and I don't have leather for that yet. So.
Yeah. Well,
The leather I have is too thin.
I see you guys talking to chat about like the temperature. It is warm here right now.
Hey,
As
Siri.
by warm, I mean like very humid warm.
How warm is it?
She probably says it in. Good evening.
How warm is it?
It's currently 22 degrees.
Oh, Celsius. Okay.
What is 22 Celsius in Fahrenheit?
65.
71.6 degrees Fahrenheit.
Close
That's
enough.
a lie. It's
It-
way warmer here.
Well, inside it's much warmer because we don't have air conditioning like you fancy
We are
Americans.
under the roof. We are
Yeah.
the top floor here. So.
Yeah, so we already have the full heat because also it's a flat roof that doesn't help either.
Yeah.
But yeah, other than that, it's nice. We've been
Oh, it's nice
having like a lot
outside.
of weird rain moments, but other than
I would
that,
go
it's
jogging, but I have issues. I have no idea what that is in English.
I guess you just pulled a muscle.
It's a nerve. It's the nerve from here that runs down all to your leg, and
So essentially,
kiss also
essentially what I had. Or
yeah,
have.
maybe we have the same thing. Ischiasnerv. It's called.
Mine is probably 100% from my knee though.
Pronounce that.
Unmito.
No, that one. Sciatic nerve.
Oh, sciatic nerve.
Is that how you pronounce it?
Sounds like something that I would know. But yeah, I see a lot of people talking in chat that it's like in the 90s and the 80s. Right now it feels like it's like 85. Remember the
90.
the 2 times that our AC didn't
Yeah.
work? That's kind of how warm it was.
Yeah.
And every time, like the first...
No, wait. The AC. Why can't I hear myself?
You shouldn't be.
What the? Why
You
did I
shouldn't
just
hear
hurt
yourself
myself?
anymore now.
That was weird.
Might be that there's the feedback from the audio.
Did we pronounce it correctly, Lala?
Well, the person wrote perfectly as it was as we
Yeah,
said
that's
it.
why
So
I'm saying. Did we pronounce it correctly?
I guess so.
Karina, hi, thanks.
What was I saying? I was saying something.
Warm. Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
the AC.
Oh,
when
first-
the AC actually was heating instead of
well,
cooling.
the first time was because the AC unit that we had outside was leaking
Yeah.
over time because it's an old unit, and the second time was because the landlord installed the wrong thermostat when I told him to get a Nest, which was the same price for what they paid for.
Yep.
And the Nest would have automatically prompted to say like, hey, is this kind of water thing? We had like a water heater also at the same time. So basically the outside unit did both heat and cold.
I actually dig my nail art now. That side has shield color on it, and that side has bronze spray color on it.
That's because they'll probably hand that you hold stuff with, yeah.
Yeah, this is Lagertha one, and this is more Vikings. You can't really see
Yeah.
that. So
This isn't the chat. Sarah's a cold drink. Actually, no, she has coffee.
it's called it's warm coffee.
It's warm. I did not. I forgot that it was warm when I grabbed the glass.
Really?
I, on the other hand, have a decently cold.
No, I mean they say you should drink warm in summer because it's cooling down your system faster, and
Yep.
cold in winter because you have to create energy to warm up the drink, stuff
Yeah.
like that. But hey, who cares? Drink whatever you want.
Yeah.
Just don't die.
Do you want to show your shield? No, you don't.
Start with your sword, otherwise it's like, it's all about the shield, you never say anything about the sword.
Okay.
You're not working on the sword. And I'm like, for once I'm trying to finish one project to move to the next, and he's like, you're not liking the shit.
Yeah. So, you didn't even want the sword originally, right? You didn't care about it.
Oh, I originally only wanted to make the costume, because I was like, oh my god, too much work, whatever.
You have not made not a costume without the props that go with it.
Now, it makes sense to make the props, but the thing is, I thought about the sword, but I
Yeah.
did not think about the shield. I never thought about the shield. The main reason for that is I dig the color, but I don't dig it on a shield, because I feel like that color is
The
not
turquoise?
supposed to be a Viking's color, if you know what I mean.
I doubt that they even had these bright colors to begin with. I've seen some screenshots. that
Yeah, I mean,
Googled.
hers on screen is a bit
I
lighter,
doubt that.
but you
then I-
have to have brighter colors, like, in reality, because...
Yeah.
it's-
Light reflects differently.
Yes, for film and the lighting and everything and pictures, and
Yeah.
obviously we don't want to shoot a movie, but the thing is, if it shows up on pictures, a lot of people shoot in neutral and
Yeah.
either don't color grade much or whatever, so it at least has some color, if
Yeah.
that makes sense.
So with it, normally it comes as sword with the character. But the thing is, the original sword that the character has is a very plain and boring one.
Yeah.
But it's a large sword for a tiny person, considering.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, the
in
thing
total, and it's not done yet because
No,
we need to
no.
do the handle and we need to do the weathering and stuff and
it's
whatever.
94 centimeters. It's
So that's almost
32 inches.
That's like
It's a
almost
bit over 32
almost
inches.
3 feet, I think.
Yeah, 32 inches.
Yeah. So the last week or so, I've been working. Let's see, a little bit like that side.
Okay,
I'm making myself
The thing
a
is,
fully
the
wooden
sword.
sword.
The sword is cool proportion-wise and everything, but the thing is, it's not as thin as metal would be.
No, that's
So
impossible.
accordingly, that is gigantic. Look at
It
that.
doesn't even look that big anymore. Okay, so first off,
Here.
this is all handmade. I will just show you from up close. Like that is all done wood. I've done that from scratch.
It's
and
not weathered, so yes, you can see the
right
foil
now.
and
Okay,
the
so
tape and
last
everything.
time we talked about it in the vlog, but last year, like we
That's up
talked
next
about,
week.
Yeah, that's fine. We talked about it in the vlog when we bought the aluminum tape, but last year I did the Elise saber with the same material. It's basically for like quick patching because it's aluminum tape. It's just aluminum with a piece of adhesive on there. But the cool thing is, you can actually use it as a base for fake swords because it gives a little bit of extra weight to it and it gives a nice shine.
It's actually not heavy.
No, but it gives like a tiny bit of extra like oomph to it. Maybe it's just the visual look of it. So it also helps when you want to do some more metal. You can actually sand it a little bit and like make it buff.
Bit more dull.
You can buff it and stuff, so that's kind of cool. But yeah, I think it's supposed to be more towards the black tint. So when it
Yeah, it's
shines
gonna
on
be
there,
more
the
black.
metallic color comes through it.
Okay, so hers is a very like plain guard here, so without
It's like
that,
it's just like
it's
a
just a bow, little
Yeah.
bow, and the top is simple too. It's not like this. And I am in love with a sword from Christian Fletcher, which is called Shield Maiden, and it's made after an original. And the form is pretty much like this, so we tried it, but obviously we can't go into details
Yeah,
here.
the
He
main-
is basically someone who does the fittings for swords.
Yeah, the main problem with this is that it's all scrap wood, so I have no clue what type of wood it is. Also, I think that this might be pressure treated because it doesn't want to cooperate with anything I
that's
do
okay.
to
It's
it.
wood. The
Yeah.
other stuff is actually metal. So
Yeah, also that usually you pour
there's a
and
mold,
it's-
blah blah,
yeah.
whatever.
So the
So-
stuff that I managed to do with it. Also, we had a Dremel bit. Well, we had two Dremels that were questionable of
Yeah.
quality to begin with, and the bits were for metal and for glass. So the parts that I did do, I kind of used the diamond blade for for wood.
Anyway, it's awesome.
So the parts that I could do, it's more for effect
I mean-
than anything.
Yeah.
But
I
everything.
dig this, and I think we can make it look really awesome.
But yeah, the cool part is it
My-
looks
my-
like this
my
originally.
my issue is this. I mean, he puts so much work in it, and it looks so awesome. But wait, hold that. But imagine me with that gigantic thing next to me. It's just like, I mean, there will be fur and stuff around it,
Yeah.
but still, I think I need
It's
an
not that
extra
big.
strap around my.
No, trust me. I know that it's not that big considering.
No, considering, but the thing is, because the sword already is thicker than a normal
Yeah.
sword, this needs to be thicker and
Yeah.
blah blah, and so
The other way around.
anyway, it's awesome.
But yeah,
so.
everything is made from just solid blocks of wood. I carved everything from hand. The big problem was actually not the sword, because that was actually the easiest part. I just used a handheld bend sander. And that the tip basically is very good at carving a lot of wood very quickly. Problem was this. I had to make out of two pieces, so I had to hollow out enough space for the sword to smooth to go in and out. But then I had so much wood on the outside, and the problem is that if you go too deep, you basically just crack the wood, or you just go through the inside, and you don't want that. So I had to find a way. I ended up using a hand plane, manually scraping it off, which actually was really fast, and it took off half of the outside.
I mean, it's almost like one of those game characters with a oversized sword.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, for you, it wouldn't look bad, you know.
It's a Viking, and I keep saying that it's not supposed to be comfy. It's supposed to be intimidating. But yeah, the sword.
It is
and in all
intimidating
honesty,
for me.
the sword is not even that crazy thick at all. It's
No,
probably
like I'm
equal
saying,
with like a
I'm
regular
cool with the
broadsword.
sword. It's just like the scabbard is a bit big.
I could probably like send more.
No, it's okay. It's fine. Look,
But
it's
I'm
on the same
genuinely-
level now, like this.
Yeah, but now I'm
okay.
nearing the problem that
No, it's
the
fine.
wood is starting to split and crack because these are two
Yeah,
separate.
that's what she said. Hi, Luke.
These are-
Welcome to
these
the
are two
chat.
separate
We were
pieces.
missing you.
Yeah.
Oh, and Karina, yeah, we talk English to each other. He is learning German, and everybody, like my mom and my dad, I like speak German with him, and I'm like, no.
Yeah.
Why should I?
So yeah, we need to finish the
But
the weathering
he
and the
understands
leather.
so much. It's freaking annoying. It's
Well, I mean,
annoying.
it used to be pretty decent. Now I'm pretty good at it.
Oh yeah.
More to figuring out what you're actually saying without the context necessarily, because that makes it a lot easier now. But yeah, as soon as this is done, it needs to be covered
Yeah.
with fur. We need to make the straps in order to actually hold it to a belt. So as soon as that's done, I'll show you that. I'm
Jurre
excited
said,
about
It is impressive, but it's huge. That's what she said.
Yeah, I'm proud of myself actually because
No,
it's the first time that I
that's
actually made
awesome.
that entirely from scratch.
No, you did a really good
Thus
job.
far, I've mainly done paintwork.
May I say I was the one that drew the pattern and stuff? You
mean-
just cut and
Okay,
sanded.
I actually molded it out of nothing.
Yeah.
I just used the guidelines for it. So, you
So
want to sell yours?
is it shield time?
Yeah, I guess so.
Oh, I'm still missing a couple of nails.
Bits and pieces, yeah.
Have to buy tomorrow. And some of the stuff is just drying, which will be.
So here's the shield. It's actually just cardboard at the end.
No, it's not cardboard.
So yeah, the back is
It's-
basically a
Turn it 180. It's
like
wrong.
that. Like that. So here's the back plate in order to hold it. This is basically the backboard for
a cupboard closet.
yeah, for a cupboard or closet. But here's the cool part, like that. Here we go.
No, the other way around.
Yeah.
180. There we go.
There we go.
Yay! Give it a bit more light so it reflects a bit more.
I'm trying to.
There we go.
I guess I'm
the
just gonna sit
color-
like this. I
Okay,
don't
the
matter.
color is more like you would think in the Caribbean, like a
It smells like paint.
Nah, only a tiny bit. It's more greenish, as like a turquoise. Right now on screen it looks blue, but it's actually more like I don't have anything.
What?
That's the weird part. It shows up blue
Oh,
on
yeah.
pictures. It shows up blue on
It's more
each
towards
camera.
green colored.
Yeah, it's more like a very like tropical
Yeah.
ocean aqua. I don't know.
Yeah, it's like a
Petrol, light petrol.
yeah. So yeah, but that's the problem because it's also because it doesn't help the camera. It's
Yeah.
just it's a webcam, so it doesn't really work. But
Mm.
here's the cool part: it's 99% EVA foam. Those are the tiles you use for construction when you're on your knees and stuff, or for play mats for children,
Or fitness like workout machines.
yoga mats and stuff.
No,
probably
yoga mat. That's
a different kind.
similar, but not the stuff you can use for that because the yoga stuff is already almost like sealed into
Yeah.
too flexible.
So yeah, those were 4 individual tiles, of which one is it? I don't even know anymore. That's good.
What?
The edge that has the jigsaws.
Here.
Those are jigsaws? Okay. Yeah, so normally they have like a interlocking pieces. So
They're-
one
they're
side,
going
this
like
side,
this.
we took off one edge, glued them together on top of the...
If it
backboard.
was by me, I would have cut them off and just had them like this. But
It makes them a little bit stronger.
well, it doesn't really matter. But the thing is, there will be another piece on top. That's why I said it's okay. So.
Yeah. Yeah, that piece still need. We're
The thing
still
is,
making that.
foam, you need to heat treat so to seal it,
Yeah.
and then it shrinks. So that's kind of a problem. So that's why we had little gaps here.
Yeah. Oh,
That's why
yeah,
you need to be careful when you glue stuff already on things and you heat treat it afterwards. It just shrinks and you have gaps, and that sucks.
Uh-huh.
I have a similar issue here. It's not because of the heat treating. It's because this is actually
It's just a
like
plastic
a plastic dome.
It's
Like,
more-
it's actually a round.
Yeah, normally it's like a crafting
Uh,
thing where you put like...
You can flowers or something. Put
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah, inside or on the outside and
Yeah.
hang it up, stuff like that. So we took half of it, and that is foam. And to make the connection, I had filler material there, but when it dried, it cracked. So now I'm filling it with paint. At some point, there's so much paint in there, it can't crack anymore.
Yeah. But other than that, it looks really cool because you can see that there are like the wood lines in there that are also in the
Yeah.
original.
And we decided to actually use real nails, so it looks a bit better. It actually looks like thumbtacks now.
No, they don't.
Yeah.
No.
I don't know. Good.
No, they look fine. Yeah, we still need to do a couple
Well-
of the nails in the edge. I
It's-
did say that we probably would have needed
Yeah.
at least 1 or 2 more.
I'd say that one is impossible to like travel with because it's just too big.
Yeah,
or
you
you have to send it because you can't really build it to take it apart. I mean, there
Yeah,
would
you
be
could.
ways, but you would see
The
it on
only
the
way
back.
that I would consider doing it is if you actually make it out of wood and you
Mhm.
just like the back panels you just screw together with
yeah,
like,
or you
little-
have like
like a long rod.
rods
Yeah.
going through it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But then
Yeah, but you
individually-
still see it.
that's
and
just so much work, man.
No, that's okay.
That basically means that you're just building a shield to
Yeah.
deconstruct, and that doesn't look good.
No.
Most of the props that are big are usually better because the fact that they're a big thing, but
Yep.
looks solid and surprisingly worked well. I wasn't because the problem was the tiles originally had like you have those stainless steel stair steps usually, or they're also on the fire trucks. They have like those diamond shapes on there, and those tiles have that well. I guess for grip, first why you can do
Yeah.
them because they're used for construction and stuff.
You know what's ridiculous?
I spent at least the first day alone on just getting rid of the bottom layer in order to be able to glue it properly to the backboard because my god that was terrible.
Yeah, I think we spent like 2 days on the actual like creating the wood
Yeah.
out of
The only
it.
good thing about it is that the EVA foam basically just cuts like butter when you're using one of
Belt
those
sanders,
handheld belt sanders. They go pretty quickly, and it's one of those like very thin ones, not the big hefty ones. So that was nice.
Yep.
Other than that, you just need to finish the last bits of your harness leather work.
Oh, that's a lot of work still. I need to
Okay.
connect the bits, and then I need to attach the chainmail and the chainmail here, and then I need to pattern the lower part.
Yeah.
But then I'm done.
Okay. Well, it's not that much considering. I mean,
Well,
you
I need to
spend most
finish
of
the
the work
leather
at
work
first trying to make the holes and stuff.
No.
No?
No, the holes are done quickly, but yeah, never mind. I think the pattern making.
Yeah,
and
so
stuff-
Teresa asks in the chat, so does the leather body armor fit okay so far?
I
we
can't
wouldn't-
tell you.
We don't know.
yet.
We haven't actually had it like in one piece yet so far.
I need to.
It's modeled
I
after
finally
you, so
have
we can-
the last like leather string band I
Yeah.
need so I can finish it, and then I have to attach it here, and then we'll see if it actually fits.
Yeah. I mean, it's been
Yeah.
modeled using you to begin with, so that did
Yeah,
help a tiny
but-
bit.
The tape we used was sucky, and you actually squished my boobs too much. So yeah, we'll see.
We can just cut your boobs off.
No.
We can just tape your boobs up and
Mm.
then do the... No? I'm just reading. What's happening in Breton? Assuming you're trying to say Breton.
Yeah, there's a E. The O is a E. Well, they have some
When is the
several
mid-
festivals and
When
stuff
is, the,
going on.
when is the medieval one?
We have the big medieval festival, which is like 4 days. It's the first, what's the word? Weekend in July. So,
So it's next
basically,
month.
yes. So basically, end of the month is Comic Con. The week after that is the medieval festival, and then my birthday is pretty
So
much.
technically
up.
you can just you come from Comic-Con, just directly walk into like the Marktplatz here
No.
and no one would not be the wiser.
No.
No?
No.
Don't they have like a costume contest?
No.
I would have expected that.
And
at
you are
least.
not allowed to say costume in this town. It's not a costume.
Outfit?
No.
Cosplay?
No.
Cosplay is like a better word for than
No.
costume.
It's still costume play.
Okay.
You are not allowed. Seriously, if you say costume in German, you'll get hit.
Yeah?
In my city, it's not allowed to say costume.
I want to try to do it now, just to see
No.
how people
You have
react.
to say Gewand.
Okay, whatever. That does. It's technically the same thing still.
Let's see if there's an English word.
I mean, I know the Dutch word is the same. So,
Yeah, garment, robe, garb,
yeah.
vesture, clothes. I don't know. You don't have a specific word for that.
Yeah, there are a couple of words, but they don't match up really.
Yeah. So then there is something like fine art, whatever living. It's at a Okay, I need to look up that word. I tried to explain it the other day and I wasn't able to.
How the hell is your battery always at like 10%?
I have no
like,
idea.
Always.
I have no idea.
It doesn't matter when I look at it. Like, I can just grab my iPad, 99%.
Okay, it's like, it's not really a manner.
What?
Yeah. It used to be more like a farm, like bigger farm type of thing, but not like a farm in America. So now it's like it has those almost like English gardens and stuff, bits and here. It's more like it's not a castle, but it's like something in between, I would say. And they do have a kind of festival every year. There's like food and drinks and people sell stuff, but it's almost like you need to be a bit richer to actually buy stuff there or go there. And my mom actually was there twice, and she was like this year, and she's like, "Yeah, come with me." And I'm like, "No, I'm working on my stuff, and I don't feel well," which I wasn't because I was feeling ugh. So yeah, I didn't go. I mean, it could have been nice for you guys to show some stuff, but it's yeah, it's exhausting. Plus it was about to rain. We had like thunderstorms all the time.
Yeah, it's so weird. Last 2 or 3 days, we have full sunshine. At least we're like when I'm here, and I still look at rain. And yesterday we had thunder while also having full sun. It's ridiculous.
Sorry, can't sit.
You're just going to be there like that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, then you have to say something.
Hello.
No, you have to say something more than hello.
Any questions?
No, that's not how that works.
Yes, that's exactly how that works.
No.
Ow.
Trying to find the mouse. Oh, there it is. Doo, doo, doo.
Meow.
Are you
See,
guys
I told
still
you the
there?
kitties are sleeping. Fin.
One of them is sleeping. The other one is poofing around somewhere.
Probably.
Let's see.
What?
What food? Love beer and sausage. Honestly, thus far I've not really been into the beer. I don't like German beer. The standard German beer, at least.
Well, we just grabbed the first.
No,
bottle.
no. There's a lot blonde and like light beers, and I don't like them. Or
Yeah.
the flavored fruit beers. Screw those.
Well,
There's
that's a beer.
Well, they are considered in the same family as beer here.
No.
When you don't drink straight up beer, that's the other alternative you usually get. And I'm not a fan of this sweet stuff. I will drink it if there's nothing else, but I'm not. No.
Maybe you don't
No.
like beer anymore.
Oh, I do like beer, but I've been spoiled by like the American IPAs and stuff. I prefer the local brews and stuff. Pretty good.
Well, we just need to look for beer. There's so much
Yeah.
beer on the market.
Yeah, and thus far I've not been really impressed
Because you
by
haven't
it.
looked for it.
Admittingly, yes, I've not actively searched for it, but here's the thing. Every time that I just walked into any of the stores, just grabbed the first bottle usually that looked interesting, and that was usually good. I've not had a bad experience with one of the craft beers.
Karina, both. I'm a bit tired, and this is just like almost at night. It's just almost impossible to sleep. It hurts.
Yeah. Teresa asked in the chat if I've been playing any new games. Actually, no. I perfected Uncharted 4 the week that it came out. Well, actually the next week, but the week that it came out after, I perfected that. The 2 weeks before that, I think I perfected Ratchet & Clank, the remake. I do have... The problem is, I left a couple of my games in the US that I could easily have just put into one of the disc containers, and I could have taken that with me. Of which I like the GTA, Bloodborne. I hadn't finished Bloodborne yet. I've gotten pretty far, but because other games came out, I was like, I've played like 45 hours consecutive. I think I can take a break. Alien Isolation. So all those games I haven't 100 perfected them yet. I want to, so as soon as we are able to go back, that's definitely on the list. And I haven't actually gotten anything on the list that comes out soon either. I thought about Doom for a sec, the new one, but I don't think that's my kind of game. Not because it's spooky and scary, but I don't like what I've seen so far.
Thomas, I don't think I need to take him to Zweibrücken to actually get beer. I'm pretty sure we can get beer in this region too.
See, here's the thing. I've said it. I think you guys know that I like my beer like dark and heavy. I usually say as dark as my soul is, which is pretty dark, and it's so hard.
No, we
Lala-
have dark beer.
Lala
We
says
have
in
lots
the-
of dark
yeah,
beer.
Lala-
We
Lala
just need to
says-
go to a proper store.
Lala says in the chat, German beer is so much better than American piss water. True, it is better, but I don't like that. I don't like the blonde beers. I'm not a fan
No, we
of them.
have a lot of dark beer.
I haven't seen any of them.
We haven't really looked for
The
beer.
4 times that I asked for it in the last couple of months at places, people were like, "No, we don't have that."
No, you have not asked.
Actually, I
Because
have.
you never ask for stuff. You always
Or-
send me.
Or I've looked at the
We
menu
were at one thing.
that I actively openly said like, "Hey, do you guys have anything?" Because I did think about getting beer.
Was that the pizza place where you don't actually drink beer?
I would have. But then again,
They
when
only have cheap red wine to the pizza, and
No,
he
table
expects cheap red wine, and he expects beer, dark beer. That's just ridiculous.
yeah, I don't know. I'm complicated with those things, I guess.
We haven't really looked. We can just start testing all dark beers.
Sounds good to me.
I figured. Yeah, we are kind of out of series or anything to watch together because
We actually-
Netflix
well,
sucks.
We
In Germany?
started watching Black Mirror.
Yeah, that's
The
what
only
I
downside
was
is when we
referring-
started it, we were like, "Wait, we're already in season 2." Turns out that when it came out originally on the BBC or
Okay,
whatever,
The
it only had
British-
like 3 episodes per
yeah,
season.
the British people can tell us what's up
It's
with that.
ridiculous.
The first season has 3 episodes, I think. The second season has 3 episodes. Then the third season had 1 episode in 2014, and the other 13 episodes or whatever are coming
probably coming
are
out,
coming
yeah.
this year, like 2 years later. This is like the weirdest thing
Well,
ever.
it's like the typical Netflix thing. They just
Plus-
bought a good series.
Plus, every episode is not really connected to another. Sometimes
It's
they're
the
a
same
tiny
universe, though.
No.
Yeah, it's the same universe.
bit. No, it's not.
Actually, yes, it is.
Uh-uh.
There, if you,
Are
if
you
you're
telling
not,
me the pilot is the same like the guy in the second episode where he's on the bike the whole
yeah,
time?
if you
No, it's
actually
not.
looked,
No.
if you actually looked and not playing on your phone, you could have seen that half the time they just put little Easter eggs,
I know they put Easter eggs. I've seen
and
it.
that
but
means like the episode with like the with Waldo, like the
I know
the
that
Waldo.
was
They
that
put
came
they put
again.
a whole bunch of things from previous things that had to
Yeah.
do with it. The last episode, the Christmas episode as they call it, had pretty much every single thing like reference back from the first episode, the second episode, third, fourth, and fifth.
Yeah, but for example, the thing, okay, with the prime minister, okay, that jumped at the end a year later or whatever.
Yeah.
It could be way before all the other stuff happened. But just the guys on the bikes earning the points and stuff to be in Britain Got Talent thing, whatever.
It's essentially just any
Yeah,
any
that's
and
a
all
completely
of the,
different universe.
Nope,
Yes.
nope.
Yes.
Trust me, it's even on the TV, but on multiple times in the background.
It might be in the background, but how did
It's
they
the
end
same.
up in there? You never get that
That
question
doesn't matter.
answered. No,
It's
it
a
does matter.
dystopian
Because you think
future.
everybody in that universe is stuck in one of those cubes.
No, half the time it's not even. It's probably willingly. And
No,
it doesn't matter.
no, it's not.
I-
because they can't get out.
Teresa says in the chat, Black Mirror is pretty intense. Yes, it's mainly just all cautionary tales about technology and stuff. Like the first
what I find-
episode starts off really great with the fact that it's like the UK Prime Minister is basically being forced to perform sex with a pig.
Wow, you are really more like a politician right now.
Why?
Perform sex.
Well, that's how they say it. Like it's the best way to say it. It doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
really?
So basically, like
Not
the
fuck a pig or
dilemma of
something?
how they do it, it's very interesting. I didn't understand the full ending because they didn't show the antagonist for the episode, so that was kind of weird. But I mean, it was the first
What?
episode. Like they didn't actually the last 5 minutes when the
Yeah,
princess that was kidnapped
yeah,
gets returned.
yeah.
They just show the guy who we've seen randomly hang himself, and that turned
Yeah.
out to be like an artist
Yeah.
that we didn't see anything that would show him.
Yep. Yeah, we saw him before.
Yeah, we saw him, but there was nothing indicating that he was the antagonist. which is kind of weird.
Well, they mention it later in the news or
but
the radio
it's
thing.
the
again.
entire episode. There was like an hour long and not 5 minutes of actually saying, he killed himself because he was the antagonist. A little weird.
No.
Yes.
No.
Lala says in the chat, double dark Christmas beer in Nuremberg kicked my ass. It tends to do that.
What I wanted to say with Black Mirror is that I kind of dig because they have good writing. I mean, most of the stuff you can predict, but it's like they are picking up on things where
It's very the more trending
it's
topics.
it's
like surveillance.
Yeah.
The things that
it's intelligent writing.
Some of the things and like they're big plot holes because it wouldn't make sense. But then again, in a different future or a different universe where those things are fundamentally different from ours, it's okay.
The thing is, you automatically have that feeling, kind of that intense feeling. You're already in it as soon as it starts because you figure out directly, oh my god, that's the setting, and you're like, I don't want to live in that future type of thing.
The only
that
downside
reality.
is what you said is like, I wish there was more connection between the episodes, like returning characters or
I like
more of like
it's just
a
like
cast.
a normal cast going
But
through.
I do like the fact it's more of like what we talked about last week. I like the monster of the week type thing or the situation of the week, where this is the only thing you have to concern yourself about. You can watch them out of sync if you want to, as long as you know the overarching story plot thing that they're trying to go for, which Black Mirror doesn't really have. I like that, and I'm curious, like when that comes out, if it comes out, might just be that it is already out. We just need to look for it. But
I actually think the next.
I believe it's a Netflix spot series now.
13 Black Mirror things. I think Netflix. I'm not sure if Netflix is actually producing it, but there might be
All of these shows
some...
are on Netflix, by the way. Lala says in the chat. I don't watch TV. We don't watch TV either.
But the
But
thing
we
is,
watch
they're
TV
originally
series.
made for TV.
Yeah.
Most
But
of them. I mean, they're Netflix originals.
Yeah.
So.
There's so many ways.
I'm
to
almost
watch
like
stuff.
I'm scared, kind of the direction Netflix is doing, because it's kind of taking over TV now, and they're producing their
I don't
stuff.
care.
You know, so that they're feeding you the stuff right now. They're still producing good content, but I wonder, like, when it starts actually being so much that you have a lot of crap in between.
Well, you have a lot of crap already.
Yeah, but
Like a lot of that. It's really weird. Especially a lot of the European side or the German Netflix servers. There is so much of the Netflix stuff that has like 1 or 2 stars. But it's all produced probably for specific regions, I guess.
The thing is, the German Netflix doesn't have a lot of the American series, which annoys the crap out of me.
Yeah.
And they have a lot of the new movies that come out, like he says, and have like 1 or 2 stars or whatever. So
while a lot, like some of the older, like the early 80s, 90s movies that they like temporarily have on there for an X amount of time, all have high ratings, while they're not even that great of a movie half the time anymore, or they just don't hold up. And I don't think that deserves a high rating then at this point.
I don't know.
Like, I'm not gonna watch Casablanca because it used to be a good movie.
What annoys
it's no
me a
longer
bit
good.
is they
It's
do have
slow.
a lot of Asian content, and they have English subtitles to it on the German Netflix. They don't actually have that on the American. It's weird. There's a lot of like, I'm not talking about anime. That's okay for me. But if it's like just like a Chinese TV show, like with subtitles, it's confusing to me.
Chinese Friends.
Yeah, for example. Well, that would be funny, I guess, to watch reading the subtitles. But I wouldn't expect like a German show to run in China with subtitles. It's
No,
just like not,
but most of the
not
stuff
the
that's being
same culture,
produced,
you know,
like the same for a lot of Dutch shows, they wouldn't work
without
outside.
sounding too racist.
They wouldn't work outside of Europe in general because it's so specific for the region. Like I can name, I could probably point at like 20 different shows that are doing really great in Dutchland because they're they're like scheduled stuff. I don't like that kind of stuff, but that's because I'm like an American weeaboo, basically. I'm like too much into American culture to say it like that. And those shows just don't work at all. Like we had a lot of the like old school like Commissaris Rex and Cobra 6, like basically just with subtitles, with Dutch subtitles on the over the original German dubbing still, which It's also cultural different because we have subtitles with pretty much everything and still the original language. So I believe we have French movies sometimes. I mean, English is by default just subtitles because that's not that hard. A lot of the times you can actually put subtitles on using. Do you guys have teletext? So basically, that service that you basically put that on top of it if it doesn't have that for hard hearing. It's best technically for people who are either deaf or.
Private pools are very rare, at least like here. I mean, if
I
you
wouldn't
have
even know anything.
well, we have a public pool which is not far away from here.
Most of
It's cheaper than the American ones, but I mean, we could go. You used to be a swimmer.
Yeah.
They actually have an indoor pool, and they remodeled the outside. So I have not seen the new one.
Do you guys do a lot of tropical swimming pools or Olympic swimming pools? As in like
Olympic.
Yeah, mainly Olympic. Yeah. So the same thing. Like we have.
We do have fun bath.
Yeah, basically.
experiences,
Yeah, they're
but-
basically called tropical because they're heated and everything. They're
No.
basically enclosed usually.
No, there are different types. For example, you have the stuff which is all indoors, but then you have like the slides to the outside.
Yeah.
And then you can dive in again, stuff like that. And then they have the big ones where they do the waves.
Yeah.
And that's like every 10 minutes you get your
Yeah.
wave stuff. So that's like our tropical thing.
Yeah, we use. That's the thing. I'm not sure if it technically counts as a tropical, but they advertise it as such. Like, it no longer exists. Where I used to do my swimming, my rescue swimming stuff. They had like an Olympic-sized swimming pool, but on the other side of the building where the younger kids would get
we have
taught,
kiddie pools.
They basically had like a kiddie pool, but you had to walk through. And because I was part of the club, we could just go in and from time to time have some fun when we had some time. Like for instance, my sister was supposed to swim at 6, and I was supposed to swim at like 7 or 8, depending on what time of the year it was. And I would have to spend 2 hours there. So either it was like, hey, could we go into the other section? And usually because there's at least like 1 or 2 people there, they're like, it's fine, just open the door. And because everything is on by default, we just have to play. But man, I love that. We had a couple of swimming pools. I think most of them are either closed or like
I wouldn't mind.
Non-existent.
We could go. Seriously, we can walk from here.
Yeah, I know.
But we should go in the morning before the kids come from school.
Yeah. Do you guys have swimming? School swimming?
Sadly, yes.
I love that.
No.
No, it's good.
No.
No, actually, it is good. You're supposed to learn to swim. It's important. What's so bad about it? You don't like water?
Mobbing.
Bullshit.
You're a guy. You give a
Nah.
fuck about that.
Mobbing. What kind of schools do you have here?
It's the same like in America. It's the same like whatever. It's just like being judged for your body, being judged for what you wear.
You're usually 6 to 7. Who cares?
No, it's after that. Here it's when you're like 10 to 15.
No, then there's a big difference with Dutch culture. I learned it really young, but also because I learned it really young to begin with, before I went to school.
Well, my dad taught me, so I already knew how to swim, but it was still like...
Also, by default, for those who can't swim, you float. That's just how your body works. You there's no way you sink unless you die.
No,
but then
it's
you
just
usually float afterwards.
You know, I don't know if you did it outside, but we had our indoor pool, and it's just like...
the same building, actually, where...
it's in winter normally, and it's all stuffy, and it's like disgusting.
We were talking about that the other day when I asked, like, do you guys swim when there's rain outside? We had outside pools. We would just swim because that's usually the best time.
Yeah, my dad took me to the public swimming pool a couple of times, and we were the only people there. It was raining. Not like a thunderstorm, but it was raining.
Yeah.
The same. We went skiing, and it was like he and me. We basically were. That is so cool. Look, there. It looks like a head with a nose. The cloud there.
I think
See
you're
that?
high.
No, I'm not. I make a photo.
Yeah, no, I think you are.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, you're not doing that well. You're high.
Shut up.
I see clouds. That's it.
See that? Looks like a crown. There's the nose.
Well, I'm not seeing that from this angle.
You guys see that? There's a guy with maybe like this. He has a crown, and there's a nose and everything. Anyway, so so we were in the Black Forest and it rained. So basically, I did water ski downhill. It was fun. I learned a lot.
A lot of season checks. I used to belong to a nudist pool club. Technically, you're already nude, but that's my opinion. In Nuremberg, they served alcohol to good times. Actually, that's not that good. Alcohol and swimming is not the best thing you should do.
Ooh. Our public swimming pool had the best fries ever, and they actually
Yeah,
served it with
that's what
mayo. Mayo.
That's
Yes.
Is that such a swimming thing that you
Yeah,
make
it
fries
tastes so good.
Yeah, I don't know why. But
It's like
that's so-
people drink their stupid tomato juice in the air. It's like the same thing with swimming pools. You eat fries.
Yeah, I like that. That's still that's one of those things. Like every Monday I would swim, and afterwards we would get fries in the cafeteria.
Priscilla just said, I learned swimming in school. I got a diploma A and B.
Yeah.
But you basically
That's
get
very
that too. It's called seahorse. It's like the smallest, and the
Kinda.
next is a free swimmer. So
Yeah,
you basically have to survive 15 minutes
So that's kind of
in the water without touching anything, so you can just swim on
Yeah.
one place.
B is basically the equivalent of
Yeah.
I am able to survive longer than 5 minutes
Yeah.
without dying directly.
And after that, you have to do diving and whatever shit.
That's kind of what I had to
Yeah.
do, but mine was a little bit more intensive.
Yeah.
But I did it every single week, so it's okay. Jesus isn't chat. Well, that's the nice thing about having big boobs. I'm a built-in lifesaver. Yeah, I mean whatever works.
So what about fake boobs?
They probably do the same thing. I would
Do fake
assume.
boobs float?
I would assume so. It's silicone, right?
Is
Or it's
like
like
a
a-
lighter than water?
Think so.
Okay.
Should be.
Okay.
Believe so.
I don't know.
I don't know. I have a lot of useless knowledge in my brain, but I have
Not
not.
that useless.
No, I don't know that,
Okay.
unfortunately. But I will probably do research afterwards to figure out if that's the
You're
case.
welcome.
I
And
mean-
he is allowed to look at fake boobs then. Do fake.
Google fake boobs.
Hey Siri,
Google
Google
fake boobs.
do fake boobs float?
You'll need to unlock your iPhone first.
Oh, interesting.
Searching Google for do fake boobs reload.
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 I don't think she understands you. Priscilla's is in the chat. I would have gone for C, but the school swimming was over by then. Yeah, that's usually the case. I think it's like 1 to 2 years, and you only go once every month. And here's the thing, because I went every single week for my thing.
Oh, here. There is actually a written answer on.
It's probably
see,
probably like
that part. It actually is. I wonder how many people Google that. It would depend on whether you are referring to real or fake breasts. The fat that composes real breasts is less dense than water, and therefore real breasts float. Breast implants are more dense than water, however, and as such, large breast implants will sink.
Interesting.
I think we have to name the live streams now. Fake boobs sink
Clickbait McGee.
or suck.
Yeah. do fake boobs float? Let's
No,
find out.
you'll die.
Yeah, so here we learned, don't get fake boobs, because if you need to swim ever, you might die
Real
from
boobs
having
can
boobs.
save your life.
Yeah.
Is that a good?
I like that, yeah.
Okay.
In the name of science, yeah.
I was weird. I could dive and swim underwater before I could swim above. I'm similar. I like diving a lot.
I used to be pretty good at it.
Yeah.
At underwater swimming.
Mhm.
It was like one of those things.
My problem is I don't like swimming because I don't see what can attack me from below. I mean, I can't do anything anyways, but at least I know it's coming.
What places have you ever swum in that you had that?
I told you about the story where I don't like swimming in dark waters.
Okay, yeah, but that's like a very normal thing. That's the reason why I don't like the ocean usually.
Yeah.
Because the oceans that I grew up around
I almost
are
had
all
panic.
muddy and dusty from sand.
Dory and I had the trip to Egypt, and we actually had one tour snorkeling. And I mean, the water was clear.
Water is awesome. I would like to do that.
Yeah, it was fine there where the boats were, but you were so far offshore. I was just like, was half panic, and I mean, if I had actually scuba, I just had a bikini or something. So if I would have been in a normal, how they call it,
like a
wetsuit.
Wetsuit.
I would not have an issue, or with flossen.
Flippers.
Is that how it's called?
Yeah.
Okay, I would not have an issue if it was all covered, I think, but as soon as it's just
Yeah.
So I can go snorkeling, but I would prefer actually to do the
Like a
real-
mask.
Yeah, real. So anyway, I did kind of do snorkeling in the Mittelmeer, like in France and
Mediterranean.
Mediterranean Sea, I guess, and Mallorca. But yeah, oh, one time we actually did in Egypt near the hotel.
Yeah.
And the thing is, in the front it wasn't clear, but later on it was.
Mhm.
And after that, it basically went from this down, and you could not see anything.
yeah, I've seen
And
that.
then it's like, okay, I'll swim a bit further. I can't see anything. I'll swim back.
Yeah,
So
sounds familiar.
yeah, no. I just don't know what can come up there.
True.
Probably nothing. So yeah.
Let's see. There's nothing else really. We also have been streaming for an hour, so I think it's good to slowly ramp up the stream.
Okay.
Unless you have something.
I don't know. Any questions? I went scuba diving in Spain. Very scary. Why?
See, I've never thought about scuba diving because, in all honesty, the only thing that creeps me out is the fact that you can drown. That seems like one of the most horrifying ways of dying.
Yeah.
And
But no. See, with scuba diving, I don't feel like I would.
well,
die.
depending on how deep you go, of course.
Yeah.
I don't like the idea of both falling from the sky to the earth and from going down into the ocean and just slowly floating up because I died. Because I ran out of air. Like, those two things are very similar in scariness for me.
I don't know. There are cool things. It's almost like imagine normally you would do like water ski
I've done
stuff, right?
that. I've done that.
So there's a thing where you actually go underwater and then you can turn, twist. I think
mean
Devin
wakeboarding?
Supertramp. No, wakeboarding you're still above water.
Do you mean that like thing that one of those like water jet things?
No, it's almost like it's just like a board type thing, and you hold yourself, but you go underwater, and you're dragged underwater, and you can turn around. It's really cool, but you can also come up to get air, and then you can.
I'm really trying really hard to imagine.
No,
what
you
you're
probably
trying
haven't
to
seen
say.
it because I didn't know it exists, and I saw Devin Supertramp video,
Which
and I was
doesn't
like, that is
surprise
so cool.
Most of his videos
It
make
looks
you
so
feel
fun.
bad.
What?
No, most of his videos make you feel bad. That's the whole thing about
know.
your life not being good enough. Teresa says in the chat, do you guys have any plans to visit other parts of Europe in the near future? Not really, right now.
Well, it depends.
Yeah, right now we're just mainly trying to focus on trying to get back to the US. And once that is more solidified, we'll look further. But the first thing is you're going to, it's Berlin, right? With Comic-Con.
No, Stuttgart.
Oh, Stuttgart, sorry. What did I think Berlin?
I don't know.
Probably.
Sleeping at my brother's near Stuttgart is not Berlin.
No, yeah, I know that. Yeah. I don't know. You said something with Berlin, and I don't know why.
No.
It doesn't matter. So Stuttgart, whatever. But
I
that's
mean,
like
there is the Sour celebrations in London, mid of July, but I'm hoping that we're back in America by then, which
Or
right
at least
now
trying to
I
get
doubt
underway.
that that's happening. So I probably should look for a flight or something. Tickets are sold out.
Nope. So don't fly if you don't have tickets.
I have a ticket. One
Oh.
ticket for one day.
Okay. Didn't know that.
I told
You
you.
guys learned it at the same day as I did just now.
No, I told you.
No, I
Yes.
didn't. No, honestly, I didn't know that.
Yes, because I wanted to participate in the costume contest, and I only have a ticket for that
Okay.
day.
Well, regardless. No, right now we don't really have any plans. I
Well,
might go to Dutchland
Dutchland
maybe
at
on
some
the way.
point.
But that's probably only when we have more knowledge on when we're flying back or something.
When.
Yeah, it's
Let's
like
hope it's when.
I probably maybe like in a month or two max. I'd like to just visit for a little bit.
It really depends on the whole American thing, and obviously you need money for traveling.
Yep.
So, yeah.
When do the tulips bloom in Holland? I saw them as a child. Usually it's
All year round.
yeah. Well,
They have
it's
greenhouses.
also that. Yeah, no, that's legitimately they do grow around.
No,
here, but
they are
the
probably
actual
done already.
fields like around Amsterdam and those like touristic places that are for the public, they're usually spring till I would almost want to say like beginning of autumn. I don't know enough
No,
about.
They are not blooming in summer.
They're made to like be in different seasons.
When are tulips blooming in the Netherlands? Mid-April.
Okay.
It's the peak.
Yeah, okay.
It extends from March to May, but April is usually... No,
I would have thought they were also for summer.
No, that's basically when they bloom here too.
Okay.
So, but...
It's like a big thing, though.
Because it's a thing in the Netherlands, you will get tulips all year long because of... They basically deliver most of Europe.
I've never been to one of those fields, so I wouldn't know. I know about them, but I've
when our Osterglocken and stuff were blooming outside, that's basically when yours bloomed.
Yeah.
We have the same climate.
True.
But we get a lot of the flowers from Dutchland.
Yeah, like she said, we have a lot of greenhouses where we just still continue to grow fruits and stuff and vegetables.
When we're talking about like supplying countries, I would love to go to the islands of Scilly in front of the UK. They belong to the UK, but they're basically... They look more like a tropical island because of the water and stuff, and it's warmer than the UK. I would love to go there, but yeah, we'll see.
Future stuff. I don't know. I would like to go maybe to the north, the Scandinavian region. I've never been there, I think.
What?
I've never been to the Scandinavian region.
Okay.
I've been to Southern Europe. I've seen everything. I've seen this is not that hard. I've been a little bit into Eastern Europe, but I know for a fact. Yeah, I've never been to Northern UK and Scandinavia. I would like to see them for
Sweden, Princeworth, and Ida.
Yeah, not even that, just in general.
No, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
We know someone there.
Yeah, I mean they live near Malmo, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that would be probably one of the biggest reasons to go there. Then, what else? Oh yeah, like Eastern Europe. I don't want to insult you guys who come from there, but the people in my class who are from that region pretty much agree with the fact that it's a lot of shithole, and that's really it.
I mean, they're like Letland or Estonia or something.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying they're no.
There are a couple of nice
places.
I know the Swedish guys. They always hop over to how is it called?
Lithuania?
Something like that.
Yeah, Lithuania.
So come to Finland. Yeah, I'd love to come to Finland, Norway. I've been to Sweden, so
yeah.
Especially for midsummer, I would totally love to be in Scandinavia. But yeah, we'll see.
Other than that, in Europe, I wouldn't even know where to go. Ow.
We can get a train ticket to Sylt.
Where?
Sylt.
Where?
It's basically north and the east coast up there. It's almost Denmark.
Oh,
it's in front basically of Germany and Denmark.
Yeah.
And then from there we just hop to Denmark and Sweden.
Yeah, if we have mode of transportation, that would be nice. Spooky says in the chat, Amsterdam has changed a lot since 75, which is kind of true. A lot of big buildings usually. Come to Finland. Finland sounds like a cool place to visit. What about the Ukraine? We have a lot. We combined have a lot of friends from the Ukraine. And
weirdly
from
enough,
Romania.
but it was never like a country where I wanted to visit.
Every single person thus far says like, yeah, no, we're good here.
The thing is,
I
actually, when I was still with my old company, I said, hey, you wanted pictures from the office and stuff, just take me this time. And they were like, no. And then I was like, hey, I'm already in Europe for vacation. It's like 200 euros to fly me over to the Ukraine.
It's going to cost you about...
200!
It's going to cost you about $1,000 less.
Yeah. Or whatever, and they still said no. I'm like,
but that was also,
you don't want me in the Ukraine.
That was around the same time that they were just slowly, basically just kicking you out, dumbasses.
Anyway, they spend a lot of money, unnecessary money on unnecessary things. So.
Lala says, I'm sure more weed. I don't know. I
have a feeling Dutch people actually don't do.
Most of them don't. No, I am one of those people. I know more than enough people growing up. And I probably still have some friends that do smoke from time to time, but more recreational than anything. Yeah. I don't think it has changed that much. It probably is less. It's more the tourists around like the Amsterdam, Utrecht regions, and like those coffee shops as we call them here. They're mainly built for tourists. I mean, you probably get some locals and stuff going.
Screaming.
I know it's cute. Finn is broken. He's nice and cuddly and stuff.
Well, if we're alone, he bites me, but
he's super nice to me lately. I don't know why. Maybe it is because when you're not around, he just needs
Cuddles.
No, he needs cuddles to not be traumatized. I don't know.
I have to be honest. When we were still in America, which was still a year ago, we were still there. I mean, I was following basically the Ukraine war and stuff. I have no idea if the war is still going on. I have not heard anything, especially because we are not watching the news. All our news is from the internet or what comes across over YouTube, I would say, since we are not watching any of the news.
By the way, the second part of that comment was you probably can't get ice in your Coke. Funny enough, that is a cultural thing, partially because the term being Dutch usually means that you're cheap. We like to get as much as possible without getting ice. And ice usually takes place for liquids. So
ice
I think
takes away a lot of the
it might be
liquid.
a cultural thing. Also,
no,
we don't really have the tap thing usually that you have in bars. We usually get the bottles.
Yeah.
And those fit perfectly. I think
no.
What?
No, they serve in classes, but the thing is, it's pretty cool, so they don't add additional. Okay, if you're at a festival and stuff, you will get warm Coke if they're not fast enough with like putting the stuff back and pre-cooling stuff. So I can tell you, most
I believe
of the Coke
that's a cultural thing because I don't remember getting ice usually either. It's usually when you ask for it. You can probably get some ice, but it's not really normal.
It's like when you see the hacks on Pinterest or Instagram or wherever, it's like, hey, if you go to Starbucks, just say less ice and you get more content. I'm like, that's nothing new.
Yeah, and the employees don't care about you asking for less ice because they're like, okay, that's fine. Also, when you ask for iced coffee, that's the product. Coffee over ice.
Yeah.
You can also just make it at home. Just make coffee, just put it in the fridge and just pour it.
Also, the other thing is, Jurre was, I think you were tired because the thing is, he was asking me if the water is free. I'm like, you forgot we're in Germany.
Yeah, no.
You have to pay for water.
Here's the thing. I've gotten so used to Americans having the machines usually.
Yeah.
You can actually ask for tap water here, and in Dutchland, and you would probably get some free water.
The thing is, in America, you actually get tap water, right?
Most of the time.
So in
it's
Germany,
connected to tap water.
You order water and it's bottled water, and normally it has the bubbles in it. So if you actually don't want the bubbles, you have to tell them that you don't want the bubbles.
Yeah.
And they might not have it
because
it's very common in Germany.
The main reason why I asked was because I'm so used to getting water on the side for free. Mm-hmm. When you are thirsty, I'm like, I could probably drink some extra without having to pay for an additional glass of whatever I'm drinking at the time. So that's why it was like, oh yeah, I forgot. Everything in Europe is basically bottled water.
Oh yeah, if you say ice in German, ice means ice cream. Ice cream.
Like actual ice cream.
Ice cream.
Yeah.
If you ask for ice, they probably bring you the dessert.
Lucas is in the chat. When you go to McDonald's in the Netherlands, ice is always included. Yeah, but McDonald's is an American company.
Yeah. That's different.
It's basically because they have the machines.
Plus, again, what he said, they save money because they give you less content. Yeah. Water is free.
Also because it's pre-mixed. It's like the powder mix with water. It's different.
Okay, it's not really free because you still have to pay some water stuff. But it's way cheaper.
It might be different nowadays though. Mm-hmm. Like stuff changes and people ask for stuff they want. But culturally, I know for a fact that used to be different. Because we want more and...
Plus we don't actually... The thing where you of course get ice is in a cocktail bar or something. Yeah. But normal businesses don't have ice machines.
No. It's such an uncommon thing.
Yep.
That's why I love our ice cube maker in our fridge. That one that we had before we got the new fridge.
See, that's the thing. When I came to America, I was like, I don't need ice.
I used so much ice then.
He used so much ice. But the thing is, every time I went out with my girls, which are either Ukrainian, Austrian, or Chinese, everybody was like, water no ice. The whole table was ordering water no ice because we were all not American. And the thing is, that's why you get straws in America, because if you don't have the straws, the ice is constantly hitting your teeth, which hurts.
Oh yeah. That's
why you get straws in America.
Yeah.
So if you're in Germany, you normally don't get straws. Only if you drink a cocktail, stuff like that. So.
Yeah. Alice is in the chat. Don't drink tap water in America. It's poison.
We know.
But you can put it through filters, and depending on where you live, it's
always bought bottled water.
But that also is because it was more convenient. we just had water in the fridge, and we're like, even though it's just the same filtered
No, I
tap
would have
water,
still no. I would not drink the tap water. In Germany, you can actually drink the tap water.
you can install some proper filters.
No,
It's not
still,
bad. But
we have
which can
depending
take
on the
away-
region, it's actually really really good quality wise.
Yeah.
It's always good quality because Germany, they control
Considering-
every shit.
considering that the Dublin water wasn't terrible, it did have sometimes, but that was because they do maintenance and stuff. Certain
Helga,
times of the year they had some
I think
weird.
air and sun could be free, but
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Well, sunlight, as long as the sun is out, is probably free.
Unless you go to the swimming pool to lie in the sun, then you have to pay the fee
Yeah,
to get in there.
But yeah, okay.
Question.
Yeah.
So if you rent a flat, maybe you just rent a place where you can breathe, so you actually are paying for the air.
Yeah, okay.
Is that a thought?
Unless
That would
you
count.
live in China and you have to basically buy oxygen tanks in order not to breathe in thick layers of lead and coal.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, or other pollutions.
So
can see that.
Helga, I do appreciate like cool drinks now since I've been in America.
Oh, absolutely. No, I'm not kidding. I
But
love.
I still don't like the ice in there, especially because it's diluting it. And if they actually make the ice out of the tap water, you have the same issue as before
You
because
still
there's so
drink
much.
shitty water.
Shh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But most businesses put it through
they
a
actually
filter.
shut down our water once because one of the remember that? Because one of the supply areas where they clean the water was poisoned or something. Someone
No.
put something in there.
Yeah, I do remember. It wasn't poison, but it was like it had something in there that.
Or
Yeah.
some values were just off the charts.
Yeah, it was. I think it was like something with it. Just smelled weird, and we didn't shut it off. We just didn't use it. We just didn't use water for a little bit. The biggest problem is that I've never experienced is the water not working.
Yeah.
Like at least 6 times last year alone, we just had random times where the water just wouldn't work for a night, which is really weird when you're not expecting it not to work. That wouldn't happen here. They would like let you know like, hey, we're gonna shut off the water for maybe 20 minutes because we need to perform maintenance.
Yeah. They often did not, and I was like in the bathroom, just like.
Seattle tap
Shampoo.
water is not good. Fluorine, chlorine, lead. Yeah.
Yeah, plus hormones and drugs and whatever they can't filter out. I know. So,
Hormones in water?
yeah, girls who take the pill and pee.
The fuck do you think? What the hell?
Ask the internet. They spread those all over those.
What else? Chemtrails are also real to you?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, you're a truther.
Mm-hmm.
The worst kind of person.
What? There are things you can't.
Yeah, Flint, Michigan is terrible. That's don't even start about that. That's just so long. It's ridiculous. Priscilla says, tap water here is great. Most of Dutch water is pretty good. There it might be a little bit not how do we call that? When there's like too much white stuff in there.
Calc.
Yeah.
Chalk.
Yeah, like calcium kind of.
No, calc.
Yeah, but the actual word in English. No, don't look it up on your phone, lazy fuck. Oh
You
my
can
god.
ask them.
I know the word. That's the problem.
Lime. Chalk?
Nope.
Lime.
Nope. There's an actual
Scale.
word. There's an actual word for it, but it's in tap water usually. Basically, it creates like the water spots on your
Lime.
sink. Nope, that's not it.
Calcium carbonate.
Calcium, probably, but I don't care. It's
I
fine.
would say you guys call it lime.
Nope, they don't. It actually has a term, but that's the only thing that might have like a weird taste to it sometimes. But most of Dutch water should be perfect. Fine. Helga says, in my town, to ask tap water is not that bad. Well, to ask tap water
Lime
is not
scale.
bad because...
See?
Huh?
Lime.
Yeah, calcium buildup.
Yeah, here, lime.
Hard water. Haha.
No, it's called lime.
Yeah, but it's called different. It's called...
Calc.
Yeah, they call it hard water. That's what
Calc.
yeah, I don't give a shit about that. Hard water. That's the term I was looking for.
Calcium
Hard
is
water.
not
That's,
calc.
It's pretty much the same thing.
No.
Yes, it is. That's the effect of it. I was
It's not
trying
the-
to read something.
It's not, well,
Because we have really tasty water, but in the city near us, the water comes from Dnieper. The Dnieper. I'm not sure if that's a typo or not. It's disgusting. Luke was also one of those people. He lives like more towards the Columbus area. He's like, oh, I just drink tap water. It's fine.
no,
No,
don't.
it's terrible. It's disgusting, Luke.
It's like, so in Germany we are like, we can drink the tap water because, for example, here this region used to get it from the Bodensee, which is the biggest lake in this middle Central Europe or something. And every time we went to France or Spain, everyone was like, don't drink the tap water. And it was like, buy bottled water to brush your teeth.
Yeah, no, I'm not kidding. When we traveled with U-Ball for what I did with music, when we went to France, Italy, and those places, basically you got told, just don't drink the tap water because it's not because it's bad, but because we're not used to it. Our body might react differently to it. In the same way that if you drink anything that comes out of like the just Asia in general, you're gonna poop liquid for a month until that's completely out of your system.
So, in Finland, you have your own wells, which is cool.
Yeah, I've seen that, like rainwater collection and stuff.
Yeah, I think actually like.
Yeah, from the ground. Yeah, and that comes from the sky as well.
Maybe, but it's filtered through a lot of stone and.
Yeah, but that is still rainwater. Oh, the deepest river in Ukraine. Okay, yeah, that's why I couldn't pronounce it. Groningen, where I used to live, it had a lot that hurt my eyes, but yeah, the hard water, yeah. Like that's the thing I was surprised by, that in the US I didn't have problems with the water while showering.
Oh.
Considering that the water is definitely different. I do notice that since I've been here that my scalp reacts differently to the water.
Oh yeah.
I have a lot more dandruff here.
You have?
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't have when we first lived 3 months in the US, from December to March, I showered, of course, and when I came back I started getting dandruff.
I actually have more.
It might be that I need to shower with polluted water in order to not have dandruff.
Maybe. But the thing is, the Dublin water, I think actually it destroyed my skin. I mean, I had issues when I was here. It took me months to actually clear my skin, but it's, I mean, besides this tiny bit here, my skin is pretty much okay now.
Buddy.
Hi, babe. Come. We
minute?
might go to Frankfurt because Steve and Jody's vlog, Steve and Jody, they are in Frankfurt midst of the month for a
For a con, I think.
yeah, it's a convention. It's a con. They're doing a con.
Yeah.
Wait, they're living in the Netherlands right now, but they're originally from America. But we are like 1.5 hours to 2 hours away. Otherwise, I really was like, we do have space, but I think we're a bit too far away.
I believe they live in Schiedam, which is near Rotterdam.
So, what's the game? I told you. For God, what's it called? The game.
I don't know.
The convention.
Is it something I would know?
Yeah, I told you.
I once again.
It's an online game. It's like a tournament thing.
Smite.
No.
League of Legends.
No.
Overwatch.
No.
CS
I know that.
CS:GO.
No.
Call of Duties.
No.
Battlefields.
Geo something. TA2 something.
Oh, TF2?
Yeah.
So basically Team Fortress.
Is it Team Fortress?
Yeah, TF2 is Team Fortress.
No,
too.
not T. G.
Then I don't know.
You knew it last time I told you.
No, because you didn't. You're not.
It looks a bit like a League of Legends type of thing. They have
Do you know
tournaments.
how many? Oh, Dota.
Dota, there we go, not G. Dota.
God,
Sorry.
I was in the right direction with both Smite and League of Legends.
Yeah, that's why I said it's
Okay.
similar.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
anyways, there's a tournament, big thing, and also like cosplay and everything. But yeah.
Lala's is in the chat. I bet the air is very fresh and clean. No, it's not. That's just how it is in general.
What?
Air is not clean.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
There are more regulations here, but yeah, it's not. It's still not clean.
Yes.
No, unless you live somewhere in the mountains or in the Black Forest.
This is way better than a big city.
Yeah, that is true, but that's because there are more cars.
No, we have regulations where, for example, that Feinstaub stuff, like the
Yep.
dust stuff, you're not allowed to drive in the big cities if your car is not equipped for
Yeah,
that.
okay. The biggest cities you need like a badge sticker that you pay for. Yeah, okay.
So really old cars won't get that.
Yeah, or you just don't get it approved for when you have to go for your yearly checkup, I assume, or
Yeah.
your bi-yearly, whatever. But yeah, the air is different, probably. Honestly, I can't tell the difference unless I'm in a big city, like a New York or like a dense LA moment. I can't tell the difference, honestly.
Lala, I actually don't think we look healthier.
Nah.
You're definitely,
No.
as well as me, are way overweight. Considering
No, it's
we
the
were
same.
skinnier in America actually, and then we gained weight. The thing is why we might have not looked as well at the end in America was because we are
Stress.
so stressed.
Yeah, that
because of the
didn't
whole visa situation, moving and stuff, the
Yeah.
kiddies and looking for a job. It was just like the last 4 or 5 months were
Yeah,
just
last
terrible.
but yeah, that definitely had to do with it. I don't know.
I mean, the thing is, seriously, I've been at the gym, not this week, but before
Yeah.
that, almost every day, and it
And-
has not changed.
Yeah,
anything.
before that as well.
Yeah, I mean, I was also in America, but I had a feeling it was better in America.
Yeah, probably. I don't know.
tell.
I can't tell. Like I said, I like to think that I can tell certain differences, but I really can't. I can tell the difference between certain water, but that's mainly when it's like hard water or when it's very soft, as they say, or when there's like a weird taste to it. That's the only thing I can really tell. But most of the times, bottled water, I don't care. It's all the same to me.
Okay, what's weird, because I'm reading something about temperatures. Normally in Germany, now in spring, it's like coolish, but we already have like summer temperatures here, which is very confusing to me because I was always so happy being in Ohio where it went from winter to summer. But we have summer temperatures here already. It's really weird. I don't know if it's just this year or whatever has changed in the last 4 years, but I don't know. He is way too good in German. It's
Helge
ridiculous.
says in the chat, how's your German? Can you already speak fluently? Say something in German. Hello.
Das war's?
What?
Das war's?
What?
Du kannst noch mehr sagen.
Yeah.
Like,
No, I'm getting
So-
pretty decent at like situational
okay, then
conversations.
just talk to me.
Hello.
Hallo, wie geht's?
Gut und die? Und sie?
What? Why are you fucking up now? Und dir?
I'm trying to make my best to not seem like I can speak German. So like one day when someone is being a dick, I could just like fluently just like bash his skull.
He's
in.
actually good. And the thing
No,
is...
I'm pretty
so-
decent at it, but
Yeah, no, it's funny because...
But I'm
at
not
least
your
at the
monkey.
ice cream place, he already orders in German, which is really awesome.
I mean, it's not that hard to order
And
3
at the
scoops of ice in it.
Baumarkt, at the home improvement store, he was actually asking in German.
Well, here's
which
the
was
thing.
cool.
I said that last time already. When I have nothing to gain from it, as in like impress someone, I'm fairly decent at it. Also because I needed help in that case, and he got on spot what I needed, so that's nice.
Lala, I was actually walking more in America because I tried to get my 10,000 steps. So every time at work, I was walking with Julia.
Yeah.
So I got my 10,000 steps by the time I
She's
was
walking
home.
less here.
I'm walking way less here.
Yeah.
I mean,
It doesn't
I'm
seem
trying.
like that.
I'm
but,
actually trying to walk to my mom, pick up the car, but because it's raining in between or whatever.
Yeah. On the other end, I'm definitely walking more, but that's more because of the
Yeah,
fact that
he is walking more because he has to go to the language course.
but most of it I
get
it's like uphill, downhill. No, it's uphill, and
Yeah.
everything I can go downhill is on my penny board.
I get my movement at the gym like before, so I actually was moving way more in America.
Yeah.
I'm trying to here too. But,
Yeah. Because I did a lot. I loved driving with the car more than walking. Also because I couldn't go anywhere without the car. In all honesty, there's nothing I could do that requires me to walk for a short distance. Because that's just how that is.
Well, this week or the last couple of days we were actually on our feet the whole time, like building
Yeah,
that stuff. We
but
were
that's
moving.
That's
But
different.
the thing is, I mean, we are tracking, but I have only 4,000 steps for
if
today.
I had the fuel band still, it would have shown a lot of more activity.
Yeah.
Because that just tracks general
Oh my
movement.
god, is he falling off the thing?
Mm,
Whoop.
Yep.
Yep.
He just,
It just fell.
well, he didn't fall, but he was chasing
Oh my
Cass.
god, are you tired?
Both of them are.
So for those who just came, we should show our stuff real quickly.
Yeah? Okay.
Okay,
So-
let's show it together.
Well, we're gonna...
I'm just worried actually, since that stuff is so big that you actually won't see anything of my costume now. Just give me the shield, you can hold the sword.
Well, okay. So, that's when then we're gonna end the stream. Okay?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Alright, for those who haven't seen it yet, because you haven't been here, that is my...
Shield
Shield.
progress.
And
Still needs 2
I can-
bits.
I can actually totally hide behind it.
Yeah,
you
that's-
can do a pin-up shoot and can keep your clothes on.
That's the whole point. Yeah, that's the whole point of it.
So.
That needs some
Oops, sorry.
some minor things still, like painting on the
Yeah.
back and the sides and stuff, and,
And some
two
nails done.
two decorative things in the nails over here.
Yeah.
I made a sword from scratch. It's all carved from wood. Needs
Everybody can
weathering and
check it out.
painting and whatever.
Show it.
I did.
No.
They can scroll back into the stream later on. They can watch it. We did it in detail. So that still needs leather work and other things in order to make that work. But it looks good. I'm excited about it.
Lala, I actually have issues with swimming. That's look, I've had this for since I was 17, and people were like, yeah, swimming, aqua jogging, and bike.
Aqua
So-
jogging.
Yeah, don't get me started.
New age
shut up.
idiots.
Shut up. So I actually was on the bike when I was in the rehab center or rehab. Rehab sounds like drug and alcohol. Rehabilitation.
It is. It's
Rehab,
the same,
it's the same thing.
But
So-
in rehab for us, rehabilitation is usually physical.
Yeah. So I did that, and I still sit on the bike sometimes, but it's just like, and I'm not losing weight by that. And to be honest, swimming hurts my knee. It physically hurts. Weirdly enough, like the elliptical, there's another one which is like an arc trainer or something that doesn't hurt at all.
Yeah.
So it doesn't hurt doing it, but the thing is I shouldn't probably do jogging and stuff, which I have not, but it's something where I know I can lose weight because it burns way more calories and kind of, it's, the thing is, like I said, I've been doing the walking around like the office building
Yeah.
and stuff, my 10,000 steps, which is like 8 kilometers or 5 miles every day, at least. Sometimes we did more. Then there was the challenges on Fitbit and stuff. I just wanted to try the jogging, and to be honest, it actually works. The thing is, I'm on a fitness level, which is okay, and I was on a muscle level, which held my knee in place. Plus, the protection thing I was wearing, so that was okay. But the thing is, I don't actually want to do it. I would just want to find a method that actually helps me lose weight. And currently, the only thing that helps is not eating. And clearly, that is not what you should do.
Mm-hmm. Okay, guys, thank you for joining us this week. For those who were watching live, thank you so much. If you're watching afterwards, make sure to comment, because then we kind of know that you're watching. We usually get those messages anyway. We'll be back next week. Other than that, we'll try to get some vlogs up. And with that said, guys, bye-bye.